from his native island of Dominica. Robbie was a good friend, he was a colorful raconteur, and a great travel partner who, wherever we landed, knew exactly where to find good food and a cold beer. We send our condolences to his wife, his children, his grandchildren. We know that his work took him away from his family a lot, but I want his family to know how much we valued him and we appreciated him at the UN, which was his home away from home.
Thank you, Robertson there. Of course, we refer to him as Bolo in Dominica there. Great officer, UN security officer, passed in recent days.
Tune in every morning for The Hot Seat on Q95. The latest happening events, breaking stories, and behind-the-scenes in-depth investigative reports. Stay locked for more balanced talk on The Hot Seat on Q95. The big...
Wow, a new laptop.
Yep.
How much you pay?
Only $10. This Christmas, sign up for any home bundle or the Tobo 400 internet plan or higher and get a laptop or tablet for only $10. And there's more. You can win even more festive prizes with our Christmas Spin the Wheel. That's faster, more reliable internet with same upload and download speeds and fantastic rewards. Sign up in-store today or visit online at discoverflow.co for more info. We keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
If you know your favorite store, dial it now. 612-1253. That's Mega. You can rely on Mega for some real deals on name brand clothing and electronics. High quality, low price. We are a wholesale and retail store located in Calabishi, right on the main road. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram at Mega Deals Dominica. Like our page. Check out our stuff. Call us. Visit us. Would appreciate that. Come try it on. Love it. Buy it at Mega Deals. Your one and only online and brick and mortar store. Mega Deals is also on wheels. We make it convenient for your shopping. We deliver straight to your door. Email us at info@megadealsda.com. Rely on Mega Deals for some real deals.
I think all doing shopping for farming supplies. So I ask you, what are you doing inside Bloombox? You have a farm? You tell me, that's how it has sort. I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm. They say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
The HPV vaccine is a safe and reliable way to protect against cervical, penile, oropharynx, vulval, and anal cancer. HPV vaccines work best if administered prior to exposure to the human papilloma virus. HPV is mainly spread through sexual contact. HPV vaccines are available to our prepubertal boys and girls at the grade 6 level. Vaccinating not only protects yourself, but also protects those in the community who are unable to be vaccinated. Your decision makes a difference. Vaccines are given at all public health clinics in Dominica, and they are completely free of charge. Contact your healthcare provider for more information.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, Wellness, and Social Services in collaboration with UNICEF, PAHO, and Gavi.
Dominica Breakfast Time. Dominica Breakfast Time. Dominica Freight Systems, we provide services which are flexible, reliable, and customizable to meet your unique requirements. Dominica Freight Systems, your total freight solutions from start to finish. Located in Capeville, Dominica. Contact us on 616-1705 or visit our Facebook page for more information today. Dominica Freight Systems.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica, and yet we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top tier service, trusted products. 255-6810 or 316-0164, or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc., the biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
Dominic, I'm going to open up the lines. We've had a lot to talk about, so today's your turn to speak to what's on your mind this morning. Today, I've been informed that there's a site visit to the international airport construction is on the way. So that visit will start off about 10 a.m. this morning. I guess to learn of the progress of the international airport. So there'll be a site visit today, okay? $8:40. It's the morning time. We're having an open line. Hello, are you there, caller?
Yes, I'm there.
Morning to you.
It's just something I would like to say, Matt, because what happened is doctors been of everybody.
Okay.
While at the hospital, there's a guy from any ward with TB forming on the ward, making noise for water, going up and down.
You said he had TB?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And that is not good because that people lie down there and for it to be coming each time making noise. One time you come and make noise, you want water. If you don't get what you will do, what you mad people cannot get better when you have people doing coming on ward and do their thing. So they must do something. I don't know if he's still there, but they must do something. It's not right. And as far as I understand, he has been all by children ward.
Well, tell me, do you know the security was informed about that, though?
Oh, no, I don't know, but it's just a mess. It's a mess. And night over night, he was just doing it, which is not fair to people.
Okay, I think that's a serious concern. I'm hoping that the authorities can look into it at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. This former patient is reporting that there's a TB patient that was going from ward to ward, and she's very concerned about it. So authorities, please. If it's happening, we have to bring a stop to that, okay? We're going to come back. It's a very, very busy morning. We're going to come back after this.
John, what's up? At Corp, get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Corp, bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
DJ Slim presents Drink with Intent, the ultimate white silent headphones party, Volume 2. Volume 2, featuring Dominica's finest, DJ Snow, Selector Urban, DJ Rap, DJ Flip the Boss, DJ Day, Mika Labadi, DJ Ati, and DJ Slim after party with Al Willis, YouTube sensation, DJ Style. Your Barbie Faithy and Dominica's World Touring DJ MJ. It's all going down at the Realm, January 17th from 9 p.m. Admission, early bird $60, tier 2 for $80, and tier 3 $100. Tickets sold at Cozy Corner or online at ticketball.com. Drink with Intense, the ultimate all-white solid headwood party volume 2. It's gonna be crazy. This event is sponsored by Belfast Estate, TV Rock, Discover Dominic Authority, Summit Lakes Hotel, Big W, Research IGA, Money Walker, Pirates Limited, Serrano, Hennessy, Malibu, KFC, DJ Median, K-Bits, Vibes Radio, Humble Visual, Masterfan, Magnum Tonic Wine, Chef Ali, GBA Enterprises, Bounty Rum, Chimman's Reserve, DDA Styles Travel, The Realm, Cozy Corner, The Vibe, High Garden Limited, Mika's Courtyard, Mika Henderson Inc., One Temps Bar and Grill.
Hello.
Coming back to take your phone calls. So a lot of you, of course, I played a tribute to Mr. Rubble this morning, a man of the soil. At one time, he was the personal bodyguard of Dame Eugenia Charles. He moved on to the UN as security officer, moved up the ranks to inspector and Kofi Annan, and later Ban Ki-moon, personal bodyguard. So just thought I would mention that, okay? To his family and friends, our deepest sympathies. 8:45, hello, talk to me. Oh, sorry about that.
Of Gaston Brown, or that interview played of Gaston Brown, where he spoke about solidarity with America. I don't get it. Is America in a dilemma? Did they ask for solidarity? Do they want your solidarity? Does America appear to want solidarity from shithole leaders and shithole countries? No, they don't. America is rich enough and big enough, and the people that they consider persona non grata to America, this country can more than afford to keep them, every one of those asylum seekers. So I don't even understand how this man, he and Roosevelt Skerritt, put themselves in the equation and talking about what? These two people, they just need to sit down, because what Gaston Brown is saying from one jot, Skerritt is farting it from the other jot. So they just need to sit down and hush their mouth. Now, Matt, Roosevelt Skerritt believes that entering an agreement with the U.S. to bring in those persona non grata persons from the U.S., he thinks that is going to absolve him from his crimes. Gaston Brown thinks that that is something similar to an election bribe, where, we will do that, and America will somewhat be nice to them. Trump will somewhat be nice to them. No, Donald Trump has no friends. The man does not play by those games. So that exonerates, especially Roosevelt Skerritt, from his involvement with Maduro and breaking all international laws. it will not. Now, at this point in time, Matt, I find Anthony Astafans, Alec Lawrence, Lennox Lawrence, and all the other enablers are very quiet. You mean they have nothing to say? You know what I personally want to do at this time? I want to call on Roosevelt Skerritt to make public the MOU that he signed with China. That same MOU that has empowered the Chinese in Dominica to do what they want. To even put out Dominicans from their private properties. Matt, it is under the framework of that same MOU that Roosevelt Skerritt and the Chinese have established the biggest Chinese embassy in Dominica and the Caribbean, the wider Caribbean, to spy on America. Matt, it is because of that same MOU that Roosevelt Skerritt feels that he is the world boss to advocate in the Caribbean, to be the advocate in the Caribbean for the one China policy. Matt, it is under that same MOU that they could build that so-called airport. And I say so-called airport because there are no billboards, there was no EIA studies, there is no transparency to call it an airport. I don't know what they're building. It could well be a Chinese military base situated right in America's backdoor. Matt, it is under that same MOU that Roosevelt Skerritt got the Ross University out of Dominica because the Chinese did not want the presence of Americans in Dominica. Much to the demise of the Portsmouth people who had their investments. That man, the crippled Portsmouth, the Portsmouth area, a place that was bustling with business, a place that was making money. People were making money. The people were independent there. Now, all the white elephant structures are standing there. Matt, it is that same MOU that Dominicans are quickly becoming second-class citizens. So now is the time for Dominicans to choose between China and the USA. Now is the time, Matt, for Dominicans all over the world to demand the resignation of Roosevelt Skerritt. Now is to demand the removal of all Chinese from Dominica. Again, I will conclude by saying now is the time to demand the secret MOU between Roosevelt Skerritt and China and to make it public. People talk about benefits from China. What did we benefit from China? You mean the haphazard structures that they built with our own money? We did not benefit anything from China. And if they want to talk about geopolitics, this is what it is. America cannot have China and Russia in their backyard. It is time to demand every Chinese leave Dominica, as well as the resignation of Roosevelt Skerritt. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's going to be a tough decision, eh? You just heard there Trump yesterday saying the Russians should leave Venezuela, the Chinese should leave Venezuela, the Iranians should leave Venezuela. So, speaking to the point that the caller just made there, or the voice note just pointed to, at some point in the future, we may have to make a choice. I said that to you yesterday. Is it fair? That's a different question. We'll only watch. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes?
Mr. Pelton, blessings to you, love, life, light, healing, joy, gratitude, courage, and sacrifice. Blessings, my brother.
Blessings to you.
Matt, what I am suspecting, there is a parallel copycat. You remember how many times I've asked them at the barrels of guns that came in, and the police took them without setting up a sting operation to try to find out who imported those guns.
Mm-hmm.
Were they to arm the Navy SEALs and the snipers? You know how many times I've asked that question, Matt?
A few times.
Matt, in Venezuela, Chavez, why is name Maduro, maybe over a couple million, Matt, of Venezuelans. Matt, Colombia, Venezuela, who know the history of them, maybe they can relate. There is a lot of drug runnings, murder, kidnapping, disappearing, according to Austria and all of that. So it is very sad to see, Matt, there is not even lip service paid to the state of murders we have in Dominica. And the majority of them are gun crimes. Isn't that so, Matt?
Yep.
Blackmore, I know you're fed up with Skerrit, my brother. Extricate yourself from that now, boss. Resign. What you have dirt on him, he have dirt on you, I don't know. Matt, why is Vince Anderson, was he at the press conference?
I don't think so. I may be wrong. I don't think so, though.
Vince, boss, you from St. Joe, boss. Make me proud now, boss. Come out from Skerrit Cochon, boss. Boss, come out from Skerrit garbage, boy, Vince. So, Matt, it is very sad that the parallel copycat I'm seeing, it seems like, Matt, this criminal enterprise may have armed a lot of, like a militia. They may have armed a militia so that, if anything, they can call on the militia, Navy SEALs and snipers, Melissa said it, to maybe come and cause problem in the country. So what is going on, Matt? And nobody's talking. They're not even paying lip service to the problem. So it is very, very, very sad, Matt. Another thing I want to deal with, Matt, quickly. Matt, Miss Charlton, was his name Rosie Douglas. Let us say Pierre Charles was not an international man like them. Would you agree with me, Matt?
True. It's clear.
But you had Miss Charles.
I don't know. What happened to your phone there, blessings? But let's play this one there from...
The agreement that we signed was literally a memorandum of understanding that we stand in solidarity with the United States, and recognizing our limited capacity, we could not consider taking more than 10. It may not even be as many as 10, but again, as I said, we're doing this out of solidarity with the United States to show goodwill.
Speaking with Antigua.news, the Prime Minister stressed that the agreement does not obligate the country to accept individuals.
We'll come back to that in a minute.
Instead.
Let's go back to the telephone. Are you there, caller? Yes?
Good morning, Marco. Good morning, Dominica. Good morning, St. Joseph.
Morning.
Surrounding area.
Morning.
Marco, I feel so bad as a Dominican. I don't even want to say the proudness in me coming out, but Marco, let me Skerrit have to go. I sat down and I thought of it strong. Do we have an ambassador to the United States?
Yes, so the UN. The UN. I think we have an ambassador, yes, the OAS as well.
Now, what is his job, really? What do you have to do? Represent Dominica in the United States or the UN, right?
Ask me the question.
I'm not hearing nothing. I am not hearing nothing about the ambassador. Nothing, Mato. It is rightly so. Because I starting to think, because Roosevelt Skerrit say he's very surprised when he sent the document, he did not reach on time. Mato, I'm very suspicious because I used to say if this man had those kind of people there representing us in America, how would they feel to hear Roosevelt Skerrit passing election reform without campaign financing? And knowing that Roosevelt Skerrit sell over 51,000 passports, knowing Roosevelt and China is brothers and sisters, personally, not Dominican. Skerrit and China is best friends. And over the years, when you watch the jerseys they use it has been said a lot of them was made in China. China is deeply involved in Dominica politics. And for Roosevelt Skerrit to not put campaign financing in Dominican election reform, it was deliberate for China to play a part in our politics. And I used to say, but if we have an ambassador representing Dominica in the United States, how do they feel about that? What is the... But I believe they was just watching Skerrit and pretend they was ambassador. When they watch how Skerrit jailing his opposition, Lackmore said he can't tell you how much money he spends because it will be in the national interest. Matt, we in a lot of trouble. I call in a Roosevelt Skerrit, lead and judge. Skerrit, you have to leave. Skerrit, you is a problem in Dominica. This morning I hear you talking about bringing people together to pray and sing. It's sponsored by the government. Another woman again. I'm going to tell you, these people don't care about Dominica. They want to remain in power for them to continue stashing. Because it is one passport that sells. It don't have an effect on Skerrit. Skerrit will get half of that money. Matt, I call in on Dominicans again. I hear in my hero, Dr. Fontaine, saying, well, what happened before his protest? No. Even though it's 2 persons go also with a placard and show their discourse, it will go a long way. The protest we had before and the protest now is completely different. Dominica is on an edge. And we have to display to the world. We in full support. Skerrit don't talk for us as Dominicans. He talk for himself with China. We have to display our full support to America. God bless Dominica. Thank you.
All right, thank you too. 449-3095-96 and 97. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Morning, Matt.
Morning to you, sir.
That Dominica is in crisis, Matt. One man has destroyed the entire country. The man just called, man. He's an extortionist. He doesn't want to leave. Drag him out. That's all about it.
All right, caller, thank you. Hello, talk to me. Yes. Are you there,
Good
caller?
morning, Matt.
Morning to you, sir.
Yeah, Matt, Roosevelt Skerrit there's a clip on the internet of Roosevelt Skerrit saying that his government has never been involved in drugs.
He said that at a news conference. He did say that, yes.
Yes, but at the end of it, he also said, or any other illegal activity. And so I want Mr. Skerrit to just tell me who authorized the issuance of citizenship to all these crooks and criminals whom failed miserably at the due diligence process. I said they failed that process. Who are the people in his government that said, let's go ahead and issue a citizenship to that person, even if they failed? And who collected the money? Because there had to be some money. You would not just give someone citizenship who failed the due diligence without collecting money. Come on, common sense. We know it's not common, but it's common sense nevertheless. That's what they call it. Tell us who authorized it, Mr. Skerrit. That's all we want to know. If it was the head of immigration, if it was the security minister, anybody below you. And if it was you, then admit it. But don't come lying to us telling us your government not involved in illegal stuff. Yeah, don't give us that nonsense. Good morning, man.
Good morning to you. 9:04 is the morning time. This is an open line this morning. Hello, this is the 8th of January 2026. Are you there, caller? Oh, sorry about that. We missed that one. 449-3095. Actually trying to get you a statement from Mr. Trump, who says that, the Russians should leave, the Cubans should leave Venezuela at this time. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Yeah, Matt, quickly, if I get cut off too bad. What I was saying, Miss Charlton and Rosie Douglas, Matt, international people. Wasn't Rosie a political scientist, Matt?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That is to show you his status. He was trying to consolidate the Caribbean and Africa, Matt. And even Guadeloupe and Martinique and Europe. Was not that his objective, Matt?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You think he did not know about China, Matt?
Of course.
A student of history. Pierre Charles would not have made this error because they understand China history. China, Matt, is not joking. And Matt, in Rosie and Pierre Charles' time, and Miss Charles, China was not even right up there. Much less for a little boy who think Dominica is a toy, run off and go and form diplomatic relations with China and twin in the Labour Party, the Dominican Liberal Party, and the People's Republic of China party, the PRC. And King, he can have his cake and eat it and talking about we are friends of all. Are we saying it, Matt? We are satellites of... Are we saying it, Matt? We are friends of all, satellites of
none. Yes. Yes.
So you want to have your cake and eat it, my brethren? China, look at with China and Taiwan, the one China policy. If you're dealing with China, you cannot deal with Taiwan. So all you don't want America to have the policy too? Huh? All you want to bully a bully? Well, that is a bigger bully, Matt. And Rosie and Miss Charles Pierre Charles would never be that naive to go and get themselves sandwiched between two elephants, Matt, and Russia again, Matt. Look on also Russia and America in a thing that because look, America sees an oil tanker leaving Venezuela. Matt, take care.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Somebody sharing this video with my friend, what's his name? From Trinidad and Tobago. Let's see. We can get it?
Al Jazeera, big international news agency, interviewing some fella there who does do some kind of videos now and again. I know his name, Ryan. He say Ryan. Me, I know the man name, and I live in Trinidad and Tobago. I just see him do a few videos now and again and asking him geopolitical questions, analysis of not only the feeling of Trinidad and Tobago, but that in Venezuela. Me, I even know if that man ever even went Venezuela. He may ever get on a route across the Venezuela, talking also and asking him about CARICOM and the region and what the issue would do on fracturing CARICOM. What kind of madness are you seeing in this place? And that man said, and here the Venezuelans in Trinidad and Tobago, surprisingly to this Ryan fella, was celebrating when Maduro was captured and so on. And it was surprising to him. It's surprising to you that people who were forced to flee their country from oppression, tyrannical dictatorship, lack of ability to survive, no toilet paper, no food on the shelves, dictatorship, being arrested, battered, beaten, locked up. 8 million people fled their country. Venezuelans are very proud people. They love their country. Gloria el Bravo Pueblo. Venezuelans over the years, I have coached hundreds. I used to go to Venezuela every 2 weeks on a Rutaka-taka, a old plane that boy. It has drip anytime a breeze blow. And the passion of the Venezuelan people, they love the country. Them don't want to be in Trinidad and Tobago. This fella get interviewed on Al Jazeera news channel and does not even understand why the Venezuelans are here in Trinidad. They are here because they ran from the dictatorship and oppression of Maduro. So he's shocked that Venezuelans in their masses and their numbers celebrating the removal of an oppressive, tyrannical dictator. I suppose you're surprised that the people celebrated the removal of Rowley and Smallton. And don't say, oh gosh, people vex because fines raised and so on. That's part and parcel of governance. But people celebrated the removal of an oppressive dictator, a stealer of elections, a pathological liar, an arrogant abuser, a recusal man who made the rich get richer and his ministers get richer, recusals of 100 times of a super mini-me, small pin minister, and Faris al-Rawi a tight pants who gone very quiet. How this man, social media is a dangerous thing, you know. That man purport to represent the views of Trinidad and Tobago. Me, I know what is his qualification, where he come out from, what room he does sit down in, and come up with all these detailed positions on CARICOM fracture and all of that. So you don't know they have an old boys club that has been operating and polluting CARICOM with Rowley, the PNM, all of them in red, with the Dominica Prime Minister Skerrit, with one that now gone, Ralph Gonzalez, and a next one in Antigua. You don't know the insipid, corrupt relationship that Maduro had with them. You ain't read the indictment in New York about Maduro and Caribbean politicians. But you talking about fracture of CARICOM and you know nothing. When was CARICOM formed? What is the last thing they did? How do they form decisions? What is the operation? What happened with Brent Thomas on a CARICOM jet getting kidnapped in Barbados with the authority of the Barbados government and Rowley's PNM government to kidnap a citizen without extradition treaties, without natural justice, without following the law? What that happened? You know about CARICOM impacts going into Dominica on the behest of Skerrit to beat and tear gas a village in Dominica during the election? Who is this fella called Ryan purporting to talk about issues that he knows nothing of? What is your qualification? Where you study? Where you went? Who are you to speak about the people of Venezuela? You could talk Spanish? Show me a passport. How many times you went to Venezuela in the last 15 years? How many Venezuelan people you interview? How many people you understand? What was the position and when did the tide change against Maduro? When did Maduro lose an election? What were the results of the election? The past two elections. What did Maduro do with the Supreme Court of Venezuela? What did he do with the National Assembly? How many people has he arrested and locked up? How many opposition people has he locked up without due process? How many people have died in custody under Maduro? Tell me these things before you go on Al Jazeera and embarrass Trinidad and Tobago. But we have to be mad. Some red man called Ryan. Just so. But all you have a day, no? Bless.
All right. That was Arnold Roberts in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, I keep asking myself as well, you know, who may be indicted as exposed in the court documents there in New York? No names, but it refers to Caribbean politicians. Some politicians are not sleeping well at this time. Hello, talk to me, yes? Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning, Matt.
Morning
I
to
would
you.
just like to insert something that people can think about. One empire or another. There's no real difference between these empires. They exert extraordinary power over the lesser countries, and that's it. For their benefit, they all do, Matt. If they will all enslave you one way or another. As long as it is an empire and it's the little guy, watch out, they're going to try to abuse you. So when people talking about choosing empires, it's the devil and the deep blue sea, man. I'd like people to think about that. So I don't know how
So
to...
on whose side are you? I'm just asking the question to you. On whose side are you at this time? You choose.
That is the point. That's the exact point I am making, Matt. It is like choosing between the devil and the deep blue sea. Whichever one you choose, they're gonna overpower you. They're gonna bring you under. You know, in China, people just disappear. In America now, people are disappearing. They're killing fishermen along the coast of Venezuela and in the Pacific side, all over. They're just bombing boats. No proof, no nothing. That is how empires operate. And you might criticize China because sometimes their own ministers just disappear. They don't know where they went. So this is how empires behave. That is why I'm saying they are all the same. It's like choosing between the devil and the deep blue sea.
All right, caller, thank you. It's 9:14. Now, my opinion, Matt, today at the airport site, it's just a pacifier to stop people from taking or talking about the current visa issues. The only card the Prime Minister have left to play is the airport. And my intelligence tell me, you know, the Americans are looking at this airport very, very closely. Dominicans don't need to wait for someone to organize a protest in Roseau. All it needs is two people to just come out with their placards, and it will grow day by day. The people seem eager to come out and speak or show disgust, but I suspect they're waiting for the opposition to lead. Huh? Very interesting point. Hello, talk to me, yes?
But what are we waiting for? What Dominica is waiting for to get this one out of Dominica? Since the man came as a prime minister this year, or they say, destroy the country. We have no library. We have no our culture, whatever it is, sports and so forth. The man of self-destroying is an ill-disposed bad man. Get the man out. That's all about it.
Thank you. Somebody's asked me to ask my caller there, how many people live in China as it relates to America? So why would you want to side to China? Just a question there. Hello, talk to me, yes?
The five Peltier, good morning to you, sir.
How are you, my brother? How are you?
Very well indeed. I must join the conversation here. Getting very, very worried there.
Okay.
Before I start on the American issue, can you find out from Domlek for me if they have recommenced load shedding? Load shedding, as you know, is taking your light from one day to the other. They did here on Wednesday and yesterday as well.
Yesterday
Wednesday
night.
For 4 or 5 hours.
Yesterday night,
for
yes.
hours.
Uh-huh.
So have they actually recommenced load shedding? If so, let us know.
Okay.
First issue. The American issue is very simple now. The Americans are very jittery, concerned about China and Russia in their backyard. They've been telling us that for years. They are concerned that in Dominica you have the Chinese there. They are concerned that in Venezuela you've got both the Chinese and the Russians there. Too close to them, they are fighting that like hell. If Russia attacks America for any reason, the Chinese will side with them. I have no doubt about that, and vice versa. The Americans are telling you that because you're in their backyard, whether we like it or not, you can swim from Dominica to America in a few hours. They are telling you that those two people, those two countries, don't share the same values and principles as them. They are not democratic. They do not like China and Russia because of their lifestyle. In China, they can pick you up from the street, lock you up and even kill you without anybody knowing. In Russia, it's the same thing. Iran is the same thing. You all know that. So the Americans are not happy about those countries too near to them. They are frightened. So, as you said, eventually, Dominica will start to realize that because China haven't got the same kind of principles and values as them, they have got to make a very difficult choice, I must tell you. Because sooner or later, those three powers will eventually engage in warfare. Because they are different, but as I said, they're not like us, they're the democratic match. You know, China is a huge, America is a huge democracy. Britain is and the rest of Europe, most of them. China and Russia are the exceptions as big powers in the world. Because their values are different, the way they think is different, the way they act is different, America is very, very concerned about those two big powers. So because we are aligned with them, as you very well know, both America refers to China and Russia as their adversaries or enemies. They're serious about it, you know. So if we align ourselves with the big powers in the backyard of America, we are going to suffer as well. In fact, Dominica's future does not lie with either China or Russia for obvious reasons. Different democracy, different values, different way of lifestyle, etc. We are more likely to be aligned with Britain, the rest of Europe, and America. That is the reality of life where in the geography we find ourselves. So one of these days, the Caribbean islands must make their minds up as to who they align with, simply because big brother America, whether you like them or not, you know, you can accuse America of anything that you like. They are still the most powerful country in the world, right? Whether we like it or not, there's very little we can do. If there is a war now with either China or Russia, you'll find that NATO, although NATO is a little bit fractured now, that both Britain and the rest of Europe will obviously side with America to fight China or to fight Russia. Are you with me, Matt?
No,
yeah? So you're here. So if the Caribbean islands are smart, Dominica is smart, you have to make a difficult choice. I know it's not easy. I know you could argue that China's been helping us over the years. I mean, yes, but eventually the way geopolitics is going now, you can see the fracture now that America is so concerned about. I mean, you have Venezuela next door, a stone's throw away. You have the Chinese there, and you have the Russians there. These are America's enemies. If one day decide to attack from Venezuela, like the Chinese or the Russians attack them from Venezuela, from the southern side map, and from the northern side, you got Russia attack them as well. They're surrounded, right? So if you somehow the Americans fight them, they're very concerned about that kind of warfare. That because you're so close to them and you attack them, they have very, very little time to defend themselves, man. All right? By the time the rest of Europe get involved in that war, America will have been very well attacked by both China and Russia. So they are very nervous. They are very jittery about those two powers which do not share their democracy. They don't share their values. So whether you like it or not, as I said, our future doesn't lie with Russia. It doesn't align with Russia at all. We are more likely to be safer and better off aligning ourselves with the Americans. Because of the geopolitics, obviously. And my biggest concern is because both Russia and China are not democracies. They don't share the same lifestyle as us. As I said to you, they can pick you up in Russia or China, lock you up, kill you. Nobody knows. That cannot happen in America or the other European countries because you got law and order being adhered to, you know. So eventually, little Dominic, I'm afraid, you'll have to go with Big Brother America because you've got no choice, you know. And my biggest fear, Matt, is that all those one China policy we're talking about with China, it's a lot of crap. The reason that you find that China is talking about the one China policy is simple. Taiwan is a little speck of earth compared to China. The reason that China is pushing that one China policy is simple. Taiwan is a democracy. Big China is afraid, you know, that when the population of China sees how well Taiwan is doing on the democracy, they might try to overthrow the Chinese government. That's what they're afraid of, you know. It is not actually Taiwan as such. Is that the lifestyle of the Taiwanese people are so different from America that if the majority of people in China see how well that the Taiwanese are doing under democracy, they might overthrow the government of China. That is their main concern about this one China policy, you know. And as I said, Matt, eventually you might find, for instance, that China might attack Taiwan, and that is going to be a big problem for us, you know. But as far as the one China, but just before I end, I was looking at the BBC a couple of years ago, you know. The Chinese generals and the soldiers who killed all those people in Tiananmen Square in China. The guy was on the BBC, and the BBC, one of the journalists was asking him, well, what happened to you all at Tiananmen Square when you gunned down a lot of those university students? The general in China had the unmitigated goal, you know, to tell the reporter on BBC that if China did not do that, he did not actually admit killing it. He didn't actually say that. He said if China did not take that action, that China would not be in that position today, as they are so wealthy. Yeah? They thought that if the students had been advertising for democracy and China had got democracy, that China's position in the world today, because they're so well off, democracy would have destroyed them completely. And that is why they probably killed all those university students, you know. And as I said, China, as rich and powerful as they may be, and as rich as powerful as Russia may be, they are not democratic. Their lifestyle are not like us. They don't believe in God. This is us saying, Matt, you know. So that is why you'll always find that big confrontation between America and the two other big powers of China and Russia. As far as I'm concerned, I think we're better off with our next door neighbor, America, and stick with our British roots and go with the Western world. Have a nice day, man.
Have a nice day. Have a nice day. As I said yesterday, sometimes it's going to come down to a choice, huh? Believe me, it's 9:25. Said that yesterday as well. Let's come back. I will take a break. Come back.
DJ Slim presents Drink with Intent, the ultimate one silent headphones party, Volume 2, featuring Dominica's finest, DJ Snow, Selecta Irma, DJ Ren, DJ Flip the Boss, DJ Day, Mika Labadee, DJ Abby, and DJ Slim after party with Aunt Willa's YouTube sensation, DJ Style. Your Barbie Faithy and Dominica's World Touring DJ MJ. It's all going down on the Realm, January 17th from 9 p.m. Admission, early bird $60, tier 2 $80, and tier 3 $100. Tickets sold at Cozy Corner or online at ticketball.com. Drink with Intense, the ultimate all-white solid headwood party volume 2. It's gonna be crazy. This event is sponsored by Belfast Estate, Amy Brown, Discover Dominica Authority, Summit Lakes Hotel, Big W, Research IGA, Willy Walker, Pirates Limited, Serrano, Hennessy, Malibu, KFC, DJ Median, K-Bits, Vibes Radio, Humble Visual, Master Fan, Magnum Tonic Wine, Chef Ali, GBA Enterprises, Bounty Rum, Chimman's Reserve, DDA Styles Travel, The Realm, Cozy Corner, The Vibe, High Garden Limited, Mikael's Courtyard, Mika Henderson Inc., One Thames Bar and Grill.
Shop with confidence at Court. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Court. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Hello?
Hey Sharon, I'm so excited. Ezone just delivered my packages to me right at the office. What about... Oh my, I guess she didn't get hers. She should have used Ezone services. Easy, affordable, and hassle-free Ezone Courier and Delivery. Provide daily courier service and door delivery. Freight, collect instant cargo exporting from the 3 separate locations. Miami, Canada, UK, with the loyalty program available. Insurance coverage optional. Prompt settlements of claims, live on-time tracking and updates. Ezone Courier and Delivery also offers over 11 pounds and over 21-inch weekly shipment. Also offers special requirements from 0 to 10 pounds below 21-inch daily shipment. Ezone Courier and Delivery, tailored services which are suitable for your business and individual specifications. Sign up with Ezone Courier and Delivery today. Located in Campbell, Dominica. Contact us on 616-1705 or visit our Facebook page for more information today. Ezone Courier and Delivery.
Get ready to upgrade your delivery game with eZone. We have got big news. Free delivery from Jimmy to Port Michelle Mondays to Fridays. Yes, you have heard right. Free delivery. Signing up is easy as 1, 2, 3 with easy delivery. Here's how it works. Log on to getezone.com or use our handy eZone app. Click edit details and set your delivery preferences and pay online. Then kick back, relax, and let us handle the rest. It's that simple. Shop, ship, smile, and get it delivered hassle-free with eZone and DFS delivery. Don't to be sound. Upgrade your delivery experience today. Visit getezone.com for more details. eZone, your package is delivered with ease and a smile.
Fresh market. When money don't count and the pocket don't hurt you. A fresh market. Fresh market. We are open 7 days a week with the top of the line products. Well stocked supermarket and pharmacy, health and beauty care, fresh produce and meat prepared daily, hot and cold kitchen, ready to go meals, sandwiches, desserts at your fingertips. Easy access, located on the bayfront, environment friendly, and our staff are approachable and ready to assist. Have you figured out who we are? You got it. Fresh Market, your one stop. Whenever it don't count and your pocket don't hurt you. Fresh Market, Fresh Market, Fresh Market.
When it's time to go, you got to go. But where do you go? To sleep. In Comfort Funeral Home Inc. Sleep in Comfort Funeral Home is locally owned, local coffins and caskets with rich craftsmanship and sparkling finish, uniquely customized, affordable packages and pre-planned services including transportation, storage, reefs, programs, pin-ons, and much, much more that will take away every burden and worry. Our professional team providing exceptional service. Sleep in Comfort Funeral Home, where your burdens will be light and your loved ones will be laid to rest in comfort and dignity. Two locations, 33 Jordan Lane, Goodwill, and St. Joseph Highway, 245-4014 or 615-4020. Sleep in Comfort Funeral Home, where comfort meets compassion.
It's official! With Digital Plus, you get award-winning internet speeds from streaming, gaming, and more. It was tested and proven by Ookla, the global leader in internet testing. Digital Plus is Dominica's fastest internet network, backed by our 100% fiber-to-the-home network. We provide the fastest and more reliable internet, so you and your family can do all the things you love and way more. Experience our award-winning network today with internet speeds starting at 100 megabytes per second and up. Sign up in store. Digital Plus, better together. Award based on analysis by Ookla CTEC, 3-4-2021.
Wow, a new laptop.
Yep.
How much you pay?
Only $10. This Christmas, sign up for any home bundle or the Tobo 400 internet plan or higher and get a laptop or tablet for only $10. And there's more. You can win even more festive prizes with our Christmas Spin the Wheel. That's faster, more reliable internet with same upload and download speeds and fantastic rewards. Sign up in-store today or visit online at discoverflow.co for more info. We keep your Christmas freedom flowing.
I told you Trump recently asked Venezuela to cut off China, Russia, and Iran from the oil trade. Trump is getting very serious there. Of course, we're going to play that story. We'll come back to our friends there from SMAT after this start.
For all your shopping needs at the best prices in Dominica, shop at S-Mart. Shop at S-Mart.
Shop smart at S-Mart.
Oh, my favorite.
Shop smart at S-Mart.
Top up flow and
Shop smart at S-Mart.
Sunday to Sunday.
Open on holidays.
Shop smart at S-Mart.
So much fresh fruit and produce.
Good quality service. Unlimited parking. All the best products at S-Mart. You get the best prices.
Smart at S-Mart.
S-Mart Pharmacy, get all the family. Come on in, we'll fit you right. Got your remedies day and night. Need your medication, we'll fill your prescription. Satisfaction guaranteed. S-Mart Pharmacy, call if you're on the go. Pick up at the drive-through window, in the community. S-Mart Pharmacy.
S-Mart Pharmacy on Goodwill Road. Call 235-2328.
Satisfaction guaranteed. S-Mart Pharmacy.
Turbo energy drink. We charge up with Turbo. Turbo. We drinking Turbo. Turbo. We charge up with Turbo. We charge up. Need energy. Your vibes feel low. Charge up. Drink a Turbo with ginseng blend. Charge up. At a party or chilling with your friends. Charge up. Turbo energy drink set the trend. Charge up. Grab one at your favorite spot. Value for money wherever you shop. Charge up. We charge up with Turbo. Turbo. We drinking Turbo. Turbo. The ultimate energy drink. Charge up now.
For decades, Springfield Trading Limited has provided Dominica with a very trusted distribution platform of the highest quality, best prices. Every day can't do without products and consumer brands. And as the Springfield Trading wheels of distribution continue to turn, we serve this nation with distinction on all levels, supported by a unique merchandising service, serving all major accounts across Dominica, the best daily distribution mobile network, and a dedicated support team. It is no doubt that Springfield Trading is being saluted for its market service confidence, efficiency, and consistency. With quality in everything, Springfield Trading is providing the brands you know and have come to trust, depend, and rely on with glowing confidence. Distributors for holiday foods, grab a holiday, Fruta, real fruit juice, juiced right. Buster, you've gotta have a Buster. Chubby, every day is Monday. Colgate, a world of care. Crooks Biscuits, your vital supplies. Cadbury Chocolate, makes every day delicious. And so many more products, only from Springfield Trading Limited, where quality is everything.
Gotta get it juicy, yo. You got to get it juice right and get the juice, the one with the Fruta inside. Yeah.
No ordinary fruit make it into Fruta. We carefully select the juiciest, fruitiest fruit.
Looking for your taste, yo. You know it is juice right. It's the best. You know it's Fruta inside.
So you get the real fruit in every sip. Fruta, only the best get juice.
Fruta, juice right, yeah.
Back to you, of course, this morning, Rosemary from S-Mart. How are you this morning?
Well, Max, I'm doing good, and I just want to say good morning to all our listeners, and just to wish everybody a happy new year, and a new year filled with joy and peace, and a year that we have to place our life and our confidence in God. Today, it's a beautiful day in Dominica. It's a day that you want to take a little time out, a day you want to go to your favorite supermarket, S-Mart. And as you know, we are ideally located on the E.O. Libler Highway. We are next to E.H. Charles and the company. And of course, you know that S-Mart is the biggest supermarket in Dominica. We have expanded, and I must say, all the aisles, they are filled with lots and lots of stuff. So I guess you may not have seen everything in the supermarkets, but if you go there today, I'm certainly sure you will see lots of stuff. But of course, today, as you know, it's January. We know it's a month that's a little bit tough. So I want to say to you today that we have some products on sale. And I want you to take advantage of it. For example, we have the Golden Ocean mackerel, and that's in oil. And it is only $2.25. It is not the big can, it is the small can, about 3, 4, or 5 ounces, but it's the small can compared to the big can. But it's on sale for only $1. Like I said, it was $2.55. Presently, it is $1. So you know you have to go down to S-Mart. If you want to just pick up a cartoon, you can pick up a cartoon. Or if you want to pick up 10, because 10 is $10, you just pick up 10. Also, we have the Eve chicken luncheon meat. I think by now everybody knows the size is a big can. I think it's too much. One person cannot eat one can because it's a big can. And it was $10.60, and it is now $3. Can you imagine? One was $10.60, but now you can get 3 cans for $9, and you still have $1.60 change in your hand. So you know you have to hurry down to get your share, okay? And I want everybody to feel happy, you know. So just go down to S-Mart. Also, we have Cadbury Picnic. I guess everybody knows Cadbury Picnic is a very, very good snack. And it was $5.30. It is now $1. I mean, it's a very good snack. As you know, you have all your nuts and everything in the Cadbury Picnic. And imagine you are only paying $1. So you are getting 5 for $5, and you are still saving 50 cents in your hands. So what do? You have to hurry down to S-Mart. Now, as you know, you don't have a problem when you go to S-Mart because you know we have the deli. Presently, you know, right now you can still get breakfast, and of course by 12:30 to 1 o'clock, lunch is ready to be served. So you just have to make your way down to S-Mart as everything awaits you. But of course, we have lots more to talk about from S-Mart. What do we have at S-Mart? This morning, I'm very happy to let our customers, especially the men in particular, I want to say to you that we have the pumpkin seeds. Now, I think you know that pumpkin seed is not just a seed, you know. It's a seed that is very important for men because it is good for your prostate. And we all know about prostate. You have to take care of your prostate. So the pumpkin seeds, you need it. So if you go down to S-Mart, you can get the package. It's in a big pack, and you can get like a $10, like a $12 in the packet. But you know you have to purchase and have extra. Have extra because sometimes it can be like couple months and not in stock, but presently it is in stock. So you need to stock up. We also have the blueberry, and that's the dry blueberries. So if you go down to S-Mart, you can purchase it. As you know, blueberry is very, very, very good and healthy for you. Also, you can get the golden cashew, butter cashew, all is available. We have the golden raisins, very, very, very tasty. And of course, your walnuts. And I'm always saying to you, if you are not sure of the product, you just Google it, because you know that walnut is something you need to have at home every day, especially when you are boiling your oats. You want to have your you need to have your walnuts, and you also need to ensure that you get your pistachio. Pistachio is very, very good. Also, we have the dry cantaloupe. Dry cantaloupe. We also have dry California blend. The California blend, I can tell you, is a blend of different products, and it is very, very healthy. So make your way down to SMAT. You might just pick up a bag for about $18 or less, or it might be 20 something, but you can get that. And as I say, it's a new year, and it's a year that we have to take care of our health. For the beets, now we have beets. You get beets, what you purchase by pound. So if you want to purchase 1 pound of beets, or you want to make some juice, you just want to do a blend with a little beets, you can purchase 1 beet if you wish. That's what you can afford. You pick up 1. If you want to pick up 2, you pick up 2. But get your beet at SMAT. It's like $7.95 per pound. Now, you know, SMAT, we always ensure that we have enough fruits for customers. So if you go down presently, you will get your large selection of apples. Also, you will get your cantaloupe is there. And what else do we have? I can tell you in terms of cooking, you will get cucumber, you will get green cabbage and purple cabbages. And of course, at SMAT, I can tell you, you will never miss your seasoning, because we know that everybody loves their celery. And I can tell you, the celeries in the parcels, they are very, very big. I know some people may be purchasing a little bit of celery with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little strings of celery. No. At SMAT, we want to make sure when we sell you celeries that you get celery that can last you for the week. Also, you can get your chive, you can get your parsley. So all these items, they are available at SMAT. So we'll now take a short break and we'll be right back.
SMAT Pharmacy, care for the family. Come on in, we'll treat you right. Got your remedies day and night. Need your medication, we'll fill your prescription. Satisfaction guaranteed. That's my pharmacy. Call if you're on the go. Pick up at the drive-through window. In the community. That's my pharmacy. That's my pharmacy on Goodwill Road. Call 235-2328. Satisfaction guaranteed. That's my pharmacy. Turbo energy drink. We charge up with Turbo. Turbo. We drinking Turbo. Turbo. We charge up with Turbo. We charge up. Need energy. Your vibes feel low. Charge up. Drink a Turbo with ginseng blend. Charge up. At a party or chilling with your friends. Charge up. Turbo energy drink set the trend. Charge up. Grab one at your favorite spot. Value for money wherever you shop. Charge up. We charge up with Turbo. Turbo. We drinking Turbo. Turbo. The ultimate energy drink. Charge up now.
For all your shopping needs at the best prices in Dominica, shop at S-Mart. Shop
Smart.
all my favorite shops.
Smart.
Top up flow and in
Smart.
Sunday.
open on holidays.
Smart.
Much fresh fruit and produce.
Good quality services. Unlimited talking. All the best products at S-Mart. You get the best prices. Smart at S-Mart.
Back to you, Rosemary.
Yes, so just to let you know, customers, that if you go to SMAT, you can get your smoked deli ham. You can also get your smoked sausages. And we have the great bologna. I know children's back to school and you have to make Sunday children. So these are items that you really need. We also have sliced bacon. And the bacon that we have now, it's the bacon turkey. Turkey bacon, yes, we have available. We also have the hardwood smoked bacon, but just a few. And also, when you go down to S-Mart, you will get your heavy whipped cream. Go down to S-Mart, get your heavy whipped cream for $38. That's the bigger size, as you know, about 1 pint. And you can also get half pints. The half pint is $17.25. Also, presently, if you go down to S-Mart, you will get your Yoplait. All these available at S-Mart. Now, as we know that the time that we have to ensure that we are getting good products. And we need to get products like Planet Oats and vanilla cream. So that's your milk. You need to ensure Planet Oats and vanilla cream milk. That's the kind of healthy milk that we are looking for. Also, almond milk. You know, when you purchase almond milk, you know that is very, very, very healthy. If you want to purchase 1 gallon, it is available. We have sweet and unsweetened. We also have vanilla. So if you want to purchase just a half gallon, you just go down to S-Mart. It's also available. I should give you the price. The price is $49.95. That's for the gallon. And if you're purchasing the half gallon price would be $25.20. So you know what you are looking for when you go to S-Mart and how much you have to spend. Also, let me just say to you that when you go down to S-Mart, you don't have to go up and down looking for meat, because I think that's the place where you will get the largest selection in terms of chicken. So when you go down to S-Mart, I know that you are looking for pork. You can get, good pork. And I can tell you the little pieces of pork is just saying, you know what, all I want to do is to eat that pork because it is chopped pork, it is ready, and it is clean. And I must say that the guys in the meat room, they are doing a great job in ensuring that our customers feel contented in their purchasing. Now, we also want to say to you that when you go down to S-Mart, you don't have to worry about where am I going to buy fish. I can't go right down by the bay. We have everything. And I can just say to you that when you go down to S-Mart, you will get all your chicken, like I said. You will get this available. If you want to get some big drumstick, you will get your big drumstick. If you want to get your wings, you will get your wings. If you just want to get some turkey, you want to get turkey wings, or you just want to get your turkey legs, whatever you want to get, you will get it available. In terms of the fish, there is dolphin, there is tuna, and lots more. But as I was going through, I said to myself, but I know Dominicans like to get things that's really, really good. They probably want to get something different, like a little octopus, or they just want to get their red fish, their slices of red fish. I can tell you, this red fish is really, really, really looking good. So maybe you just have to say, boy, I'm making a little sacrifice, but I'm going to get that red fish because it's looking tempting. Yes, so when you go down to S-Mart, I can tell you that it is available. We all know about beef. So we know that steak, the price of steak is not like before. It's a bit on the way up. And it continues all the time. But your steak is available at S-Mart. I can tell you, very, very good steak, different types of steak. And maybe it's weekend. You want to have maybe your friend home, maybe for dinner. So you probably only want to purchase 2 steaks. Yes, so come on down to S-Mart and get your steaks. So all these available. Now you know it's weekend. It's a time that you want to cook. and maybe you don't want to cook only rice. You probably want to have your yam. I will just receive fresh yams, local yams. And as I always say to you, always eat local food. So we have ripe plantain, we have bananas, we have all these available. But before I close, I want to call on our farmers and say, I just want to wish our farmers 2026 health and strength, that God will give you the grace and that you will have what it takes to plant more food so we can get food and fruits in Dominica. We do not have to purchase anywhere else, but what our farmers plant is to eat and drink. So let me say to our farmers this morning, we need some watermelon. So if you are listening to me, farmers at S-Mart, you need watermelon. We need tania. We need yams. We need sweet potatoes. We need thyme. We need local broccoli. We need local carrots. We need parsley. We need rosemary. No, that's not me. You know I'm rosemary, but you need the rosemary to put in your food or the rosemary to make your healthy drink. So that's the rosemary that we need now, right? But don't forget, I'm rosemary, okay? And rosemary is good. Now we need basil. We need pink grapefruits. Pink grapefruits. We also need grafted oranges. And of course, we need passion fruits. So all the passion fruits that you have, you take it to S-Mart. And of course, we need tangerine. So in closing, we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
All right, Dominica, we're here with S-Mart.
For all your shopping needs at the best prices in Dominica, shop at S-Mart. Shop smart at S-Mart.
Shop smart at S-Mart. Get some lotto.
All my favorite shops.
Smart at S-Mart. Get a top up flow. And did it
Shop smart at S-Mart. Sunday to Sunday.
Open on holidays. Shop smart at S-Mart. So much fresh fruit and produce.
Good quality service. Unlimited parking. All the best products at S-Mart. You get the best prices.
Smart at S-Mart.
For decades, Springfield Trading Limited has provided Dominica with a very trusted distribution platform of the highest quality, best prices. Every day can't do without products and consumer brands. And as the Springfield Trading wheels of distribution continue to turn, we serve this nation with distinction on all levels, supported by a unique merchandising service, serving all major accounts across Dominica, the best daily distribution mobile network, and a dedicated support team. It is no doubt that Springfield Trading is being saluted for its market service confidence, efficiency, and consistency. With quality in everything, Springfield Trading is providing the brands you know and have come to trust, depend, and rely on with flowing confidence. Distributors for holiday foods, Rapper Holiday, Fruta, real fruit juice, juiced right. Buster, you've gotta have a Buster. Chubby, every day is Monday. Colgate, a world of care. Crooks Biscuits, your vital supplies. Cadbury Chocolate, makes every day delicious. And so many more products. Only from Springfield Trading Limited, where quality is everything.
Gotta get it juicy, yo. You got to get it juicy right and get choose the one with the fruta inside.
No ordinary fruit make it into Fruta. We carefully select the juiciest, fruitiest fruit.
Looking for your taste, yo. You know it is juicy right. It's the best. You know it. Fruta inside.
So you get the real fruit in every sip. Fruta, only the best get juice.
Fruta, juice right. Yeah.
We have 2 minutes.
Yes, so customers, just to remind you that we have the Golden Ocean in oil mackerel in, like I said, in vegetable oil was $2.55 and it is now $1. Also, we have the Eve luncheon meat, and that's chicken. So the Eve chicken luncheon meat was $10.60, and now it is only $3. Also, we have the Cadbury Picnic was $5.30, and now it is only $1. So you need to make your way down to SMAT, and also do not forget at SMAT that the deli is awaiting you. Come to SMAT and get your good lunch. And you don't have to worry, by 12:30, lunch is ready. So make your way down to SMAT, take the opportunity and shop while we have everything in store awaiting you. So let me just say, enjoy the rest of the week. We know it is weekend. Have a blessed and wonderful day, and say to you that God loves you and Rosemary loves you.
All right. No, we love you too. Have a great one. Thank you.
Decades, Springfield Trading Limited has provided Dominica with a very trusted distribution platform of the highest quality, best prices. Every day can't do without products and consumer brands. And as the Springfield Trading wheels of distribution continue to turn, we serve this nation with distinction on all levels, supported by a unique merchandising service, serving all major accounts across Dominica, the best daily distribution mobile network, and a dedicated support team. It is no doubt that Springfield Trading is being saluted for its market service confidence, efficiency, and consistency. With quality in everything, Springfield Trading is providing the brands you know and have come to trust, depend, and rely on with glowing confidence. Distributors for holiday foods, Grab a Holiday, Fruta, Real Fruit Juice, Juiced Right, Buster. You've gotta have a Buster. Chubby, every day is Monday. Colgate, a world of care. Crooks Biscuits, your vital supplies. Cadbury Chocolate, makes every day delicious. And so many more products, only from Springfield Trading Limited, where quality is everything.
Shop with confidence at Court. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Court. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Exciting news from AutoTrade. Incredible savings are here. Take advantage of AutoTrade's Thrifty Thursday promotion. Mark your calendars. On the last Thursday of each month, AutoTrade is offering up to 20% off items throughout the store. Yes, 20% off. But wait, there's more. Keep your eyes peeled for our exclusive Deal of the Day offer, bringing you even bigger discounts on select items. Whether you're looking for car accessories, maintenance essentials, or just browsing for a great deal, we've got you covered. So be sure to swing by AutoTrade every last Thursday. At AutoTrade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship. Terms and conditions apply.
I see Golo in shopping for farming supplies. So I ask him, what are you doing inside Bloombox? Do you have a farm? He tell me, that's out there sort. I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm. They say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
Time to but like orange and lemon lime. Yeah. We love the vibe. Refreshing every day, all night. Joe flavor.
Distributed by Fine Foods Inc., the biggest distributor for the biggest brands.
Time to ooh, KFC. Ooh, Looking for some place to go. He knows for so. The origin see. Grab your family and your friends. Join in the experience. KFC. It's the place to be. Made for you and me. KFC. KFC. It's finger licking good.
Big news, Dominica! Do It Center is now even closer to you with the opening of Do It Center Express, conveniently located on Cork Street, right next to Fresh Market. Get all your home improvement essentials fast with everything from tools and paints to home decor and more. Plus, enjoy the same great service you know and trust. Now, just a quick stop in the city. Visit us today at Do It Center Express, your partner in home improvement, now closer than ever.
Dominica breakfast time. Dominica breakfast time. Dominica Freight Systems, we provide services which are flexible, reliable, and customizable to meet your unique requirements. Dominica Freight Systems, your total freight solutions from start to finish. Located in Cateville, Dominica. Contact us on 616-1705 or visit our Facebook page for more information today. Dominica Freight Systems.
Wow, a new laptop.
Yep.
How much you pay?
Only $10. This Christmas, sign up for any home bundle or the Tobo 400 internet plan or higher and get a laptop or tablet for only $10. And there's more. You can win even more festive prizes with our Christmas Spin the Wheel. That's faster, more reliable internet with same upload and download speeds and fantastic rewards. Sign up in-store today or visit online at discoverflow.co for more info. We keep your Christmas freedom flowing.
It's 10:05 in the morning. Another big calypso for 2026 before we continue to talk. This one from Police Officer Red on the environment. This one they call Rivers of Tears. Let's listen. Let's listen. This one dedicated to Assie Martin.
Was fat and juicy, and used to want to dive in she. She was full of life and energy. She be going vitality. You can find her anywhere not to go. Now she's a sprinkle of rip shot show. She looking mad. I hear they say they have Uganda. I talk him as a ravens. They trying slowly. They trying and trying. And nobody don't want it. They chopping up her lips. All in name for rest. Now she dehydrated and looking in distress. All the champions at forestry are no longer there to protect she. Please help us find a copy and say a prayer before cemetery. River of we have a river for every day. We used to always post and say, now a river just sprinkling, and all the springs just trickling. Used to dive sick, we are under power. Now it's better if you swim in your shower. All the video them gonna dive. They say we have no national pride. I talk him as a ravens. They trying slowly. They trying and trying. And nobody don't want it. They chopping up her lips. All in the forest. Now she dehydrated. And looking in distress. All the champions at forestry are no longer there to protect she. Join your voice with this happy. And let us preserve our country. River of tears. For over 25 years, Dominicans, we no one of this. No our river streams, and your water just uncle deep. We are destroying all of creation, and staying is for development. The river so fast, we take a photo. Once you win your cup, you have to go. I love you, water rivers. They're dying slowly. They're trying and trying, and nobody don't worry. They're chopping up a lips, all in the forest. Now she dehydrated, and to gain in distress. All the champions and forestry are no longer fair to protect she. Please wake up and go to a bit before they finish our country. River of death, river of death. The country, we shine mighty Kubuni. All that they wash and see. In Garden, our country. Over in West City, till we taking blows. Can't swim or wash your clothes. River of death, river of death. But your solar energy, development accuracy. Until mighty Kubuni. Total madness, you see. Even great fish and lobster, they feeling the pressure. River of death, river of death.
All right, Dominica, we're here. We're back. Before we continue, we want to, of course, repeat an interview we did yesterday, or we aired yesterday, an exclusive there from Antigua News, with the refugee situation affecting Antigua and Dominica. That interview was conducted by Miss Sherman Big Child, Prime Minister of Antigua, speaking to Sherman Big, Dominican journalist there in Antigua. Let's listen again.
In what Prime Minister Gaston Brown describes as an act of goodwill and international solidarity, the government of Antigua and Barbuda has entered into a memorandum of understanding with the United States of America to accept no more than 10 refugees. The agreement first became public during the Prime Minister's weekly radio program on Point FM, where he indicated that the decision had been made several weeks ago following diplomatic level discussions. Since that disclosure, the announcement has generated mixed reactions locally, with some members of the public and figures within the political opposition raising questions about the rationale, implications, and transparency surrounding the arrangement. Responding to concerns, Prime Minister Gaston Brown has sought to reassure the public that the agreement carries no hidden agenda. He emphasized that the MOU is part of a broader international framework endorsed by more than 100 countries designed to provide limited humanitarian assistance under clearly defined terms.
What has happened, the United States has been called upon over the decades to accommodate a disproportionate amount of refugees. We have said to them that we will take a limited amount, up to a maximum of 10, provided that they have no criminal background and on the basis that they have skills. So the agreement that we signed was literally a memorandum of understanding that we stand in solidarity with the United States, and recognizing our limited capacity, we could not consider taking more than 10. It may not even be as many as 10, but again, as I said, we're doing this out of solidarity with the United States and to show goodwill.
Speaking with Antigua.news, the Prime Minister stressed that the agreement does not obligate the country to accept individuals indiscriminately. Instead, he noted that Antigua and Barbuda retains full discretion under the MOU to accept or decline any refugee, ensuring that national interest, security considerations, and capacity constraints remain paramount.
We've indicated to them that we do not have the capacity to take on criminal elements, and they understand that. And the agreement that we signed is a memorandum of understanding that gives us the sole discretion as to whether or not we wish to accept or to reject. Clearly, we'll be very responsible. In fact, 90 days ago, we would have written to them indicating a willingness to participate. This is before we signed the agreement about 2 weeks ago. And we would have said to them that whereas we'll participate, we will not accept any criminal elements in our country from third-party countries. Clearly, if we have Antiguans and Barbudans who are deported, even if they are criminal elements, then we have an obligation to take them back, because at the end of the day, they're Antiguans and Barbudans. So this is not a contentious issue, really, and it's just a typical opposition rhetoric trying to score political points in which they are trying to create hysteria within the society.
Antigua and Barbuda is not alone in this venture. Neighboring island Dominica also agreed to the refugee agreement. Roosevelt carried that country's prime minister broke the news at a press conference on Monday.
The United States and the Commonwealth of Dominica has entered into an agreement to facilitate third country refugees to be sent to Dominica to mitigate scenarios where the United States cannot return these individuals to a state of birth or origin. In our discussions with the State Department, there have been careful deliberations of the need to avoid receiving violent individuals or individuals who will compromise the security of Dominica. This has been acknowledged and well received by the State Department.
As the regional conversation unfolds, the refugee MOU places Antigua and Barbuda within a wider global moment, one where small states are increasingly asked to balance compassion with capacity and sovereignty with solidarity. For Prime Minister Gaston Brown, the message is clear. This is not about obligation, but choice. And in that choice lies a broader national conversation about who we are and how we engage with the world beyond our shores.
All right, that was Sherman Big Charles of Antigua News, speaking to Gaston Brown. So you see, there's still a few more questions or answers the Prime Minister needs to give. Like we just heard from Mr. Gaston Brown, who says no more than 10. So Prime Minister, what is the MOU that you signed? What is the big secret? We heard earlier this week from Mr. Simeon Joseph as well. I want to play that for you because a few people have been asking for a repeat of that. Mr. Simeon Joseph, social scientist.
Let me say as a preamble that Dominica is a Christian nation. Dominicans are welcoming people. And out of the goodness of our heart, we ought to be open to be welcoming people in distress, people from other countries who may be going through whatever persecution in their own land. And so it would be good that as Dominicans, in essence, because of the nature of our personality and the fact that we are a Christian country, we extend open arms to those who are in distress and seeking refugees and other kinds of ways of means of improving themselves. But on another level, when you heard yesterday that there was an announcement that Dominica entered into an agreement with the United States to facilitate the transfer of third-party refugees to our island to address situations in which the U.S. is unable to return these individuals to their country of birth or origin. That statement is loaded of concerns, loaded of many concerns, because when you say, okay, that you enter an agreement with the United States, and the main purpose is to address situations in which the United States is unable to return these individuals to their country of birth and origin. What could be those situations that would allow for people not to be able to return to their country? And why would it be the richest country in the world, the most affluent, a country that provides more opportunities for people the world over in compared to Dominica that is struggling for the people of Dominica who cannot even live. Hundreds of Dominicans are living in Dominica, but they just cannot see their way. They just cannot make ends meet. They just cannot see themselves living healthy, fruitful, productive, gainful, happy lives in Dominica compared to the United States. Why would the United States not be able to deal with refugees who cannot return to their birth or origin? That's what the Statue of Liberty is for. That's what Ellis Island is about. That's what America is founded on. But apart from that, there are certain major concerns in the statements that the Prime Minister has said, and I want to identify a few of them. You know, it seems to me at the heart of that agreement is to allay or defer the sanctions that have been placed on Dominica by the United States. So is that the best agreement we could come up with? Because the United States has placed sanctions on Dominicans, that we can say, okay, to make that better.
Make it right.
All right? Yeah. Because we're going to invite refugees. Is it the refugees that caused Dominica to be on the refugee? Isn't it the CBI passport?
Great question. Great question, yes.
That caused Dominicans to be on that list? It's not about refugees. Okay? Remember in 1996, we had the situation of the Egyptian politician who was being persecuted, al-Masari. And people rose arms and he was not allowed to come to Dominica. That was a legitimate situation. There was somebody facing persecution in their own land. How is that before today? We never opened our doors. First of all, let us look at it. The amount of Dominicans who are against Haitians coming to Dominica, who are fleeing persecution and poverty in their own land. I have never heard the government of Dominica make a strong statement to welcome the Haitians into Dominica as they are doing now. There are so many other people all over the world who are experiencing persecution. We have never done that. So what kind of trade-off is there when you are saying, because the United States has placed sanctions, we are going to import refugees into Dominica? It is not the refugees, and I will say it again, that have allowed Dominica to be on the list that it is. And so the Prime Minister began by saying, and you see, he had discussions with the USA. That's very important and very serious. So you had discussions with the USA. Why? In light of the December 16th proclamation, right? That had the partial visa. So that is the reason why you went to the discussions to bring those people into Dominica. And he went on to say Dominica has been engaged in ongoing dialogue with the United States on matters of mutual interest. After 23 years in Dominica, Matt, can you tell me one tangible, visible, productive, forward-thinking, right, dialogue that this government has given to the people of Dominica based on their relations with the United States of America? Can you show me one investment if all this dialogue? So you mean to tell me after 23 years, that is the best dialogue you can have with the United States for mutual interest, the richest country in the world? You mean to tell me there are no other educational, sporting, cultural, medical, other areas that you could enter into the government of Dominica mutually? We had Ross University, which was an American university, that could have brought so much mutual benefit and interest to Dominica. That place could have been developed into an offshore medical facility for best of it. That is, and the United States has so many medical universities. That is the best you could come up with for Dominica. And you are saying that in his statement that the agreement reached on one of the primary areas of collaboration. That is the only primary area of collaboration you could enter into with the United States for Dominica, when there are so many opportunities: manufacturing, IT, AI, medicine, nursing, all those kind of things there, the construction of perhaps the extension of our Deepwater Harbor, the construction of perhaps of our cruise village, the construction perhaps of so many other things, enhancement of our hospital. That's the primary area of collaboration to bring deportees to Dominica. And he went on to say again, the USS Dominica has entered into agreement to facilitate third country representatives to be sent to Dominica, where Dominica can mix, listen to this, man, in his statement where Dominica can mitigate scenarios where the USA cannot return these individuals to their state of birth or origin.
Can you imagine that?
The United States, the country that can go into Venezuela, overthrow a government, kidnap a president, bring him to America to stand trial. You are telling me that you are saying you can mitigate scenarios where the USA cannot return. You can go into countries the world over and bomb them and overthrow governments, and you cannot. The United States hasn't got the capacity, okay, to return individuals to the state of their birth of origin. You support Israel to bomb Syria, okay? And you want to go over there and say you're going to develop a top of the world, that Syria, when rebuilt, will be the envy of the world. And you come and tell me that is what the agreement you want to enter in Dominica? So much in that statement is one of concern. And the Prime Minister said again that discussions, there were careful deliberation of the need to avoid necessary violent individuals or individuals who will come to Dominica and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So after all those passports we have sold to criminals. Now, one of the things, Matt, that I'm not sure, I don't know if you remember on the 18th of February this year, in one of the Prime Minister...
You mean last year?
2025, he said, Dominica, he revealed that he's working on documentation for Dominican deportees from the United States. And I don't know if you remember, during that press conference, he said that President Donald Trump was intensifying his crackdown on immigration, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And they had recognized that there were about 3 to 4 Dominicans, I think that was the statement that was made, whereby what do you call it now? That they had 3 to 4 Dominicans who were in custody to be sent back home, and they were facilitating the documentation. Mm-hmm. The question is, after 11 months, this government cannot facilitate the documentation to bring down 3 Dominicans. So how are they going to facilitate the documentation to bring down all those deportees from the United States that we don't know? Your own people, has there been any update on that? The Prime Minister also continued that they have been advised by the U.S. government that there are about 104 Dominicans that have been identified who would be served eviction notices, and he would update that as soon as possible. So what happened to those 104 Dominicans who were supposed to be deported? If you cannot facilitate as a country, that question has to be asked, you know. And he was also, one of the things that was stated is that in that thing, the Prime Minister was also saying that they are looking to fill in the position of a general counsel in New York as a priority to work with the State Department, ensuring that those Dominicans and Dominicans to be deported were deported. What is the status of that? What is the status of that? And not only that, Matt, another concerning statement. The Prime Minister went on to say that given the importance of bilateral relations between USA and the Commonwealth of Dominica, as Prime Minister and head of government, believe it is important to find key points of agreement between our countries. Where is Cabinet? Where is the Ministry of External Affairs? Where is the Minister of Foreign Affairs? As Prime Minister and head of government. So was that a unilateral decision on his part? In that statement yesterday, I will repeat. He says, given the importance of the bilateral relations between USA and the Commonwealth of Dominica, these are 2 countries, not 2 heads of state. I quote, I, as PM and head of government, believe it is important to find key points of agreement between the 2 countries. Matt, what kind of foreign relations blunder is that? What kind of foreign relations fiasco is that? So the Prime Minister can just go to the United States and enter into bilateral relations. He's not the Minister of Foreign Affairs. He's not Cabinet. Nothing has been brought to the Parliament of Dominica for ratification. So he alone has done that? No. Another statement in the statement, he said, this engagement is based on our reciprocity to safeguard the well-being of our people, particularly as it occurs. That is a catch. That is a catch. This access to lawful travel for education, employment, family connections, while we try to enhance cooperation between the government of Dominica and the government of USA. So, Matt, what kind of trade-off is that? What kind of negotiations happen behind the scenes to come to the determination that the Prime Minister can enter into an agreement with the United States to send deportees to Dominica, because at the heart of the statement and how you decipher it, that is what is said. That because the beginning of the statement, it says so, and I quote again, in light of the December 16th proclamation. And at the end of the statement, it is saying again that this engagement is based on our reciprocity to safeguard the well-being of our people, particularly their access to lawful things. So there's a connection. There's a connection to the ban on Dominicans being able to access visa and access the United States properly with what is happening today. Is that the best trade-off we could have gotten for that? Nowhere are we hearing anything about that they're going to reconsider the issue of the fact that because passports and CBI passports and were given to questionable people, there is going to be some remediation, review, some kind of thing of that agreement to ensure that it does not happen in the future and Dominicans do not face, because even after you deport all those people to America, we are still facing possible ban from the EU. We still cannot go to the Holland, and Dominicans who go to Guadeloupe and Martinique are still facing the possibility of being denied the Schengen visa to access these very close countries. So that doesn't ameliorate the situation. And so for us to just be gullible, to just think, well, okay, and that can happen. And the Prime Minister ended by saying, I believe this will further deepen our long-standing relationship, signaling clearly that Dominica remains a willing and reliable partner of the USA in the region. So is a shift in his allegiance from China and Venezuela to the United States, that Dominica remains a willing and reliable partner of the United States in our region. Isn't that too little too late? All the time we were hearing that it is China, it is Venezuela, it is Cuba, it is Morocco, it is Tajikistan. These were the countries that were being touted and promoted. If not CBI, what? Petrocari. That was their same song. China hospital, China airport, China school, China this, China that. What has been the history, right, of the reliable and willing partnership between Dominica in the region with the United States over the past 23 years? Dominicans have to ask themselves the question, man. I think, quite frankly, really and truly, we have come to the stage of really a watered-down government in Dominica. And listening to the tone of the Prime Minister yesterday, I am of the strongest opinion that his back is against the wall. And so Dominicans now are being thrown that, dog bone with no meat on it for them to bite on. Because you know something, Matt? From a Christian perspective, I began from that. People are not cargo to be rejected, packaged, and shipped to countries all over the world where they don't belong. Right? This was, in essence, was the principle and the philosophy of slavery, of indentured labor. When people from strange and foreign lands were uprooted from where they are and sent to countries where they do not know, and that kind of thing. Now, when they come to Dominica, who's going to be responsible to them? What is the financial package that the United States is going to give to house them, to feed them, to provide employment and transportation and food and shelter and all of that? Is that going to be at the expense of the taxpayers of Dominica? Or is it going to be some form of trade-off where, again, we'll be receiving money from the United States for that kind of what you call criminal, in my opinion, inhumane, in my opinion, slave mentality principle of the United States, who wants to re-establish its hegemony, because Donald Trump said that. He spoke about the Monroe Doctrine. Now, when Dominicans go back in history and think of the Monroe Doctrine and the impact it had on the Western Hemisphere and the rest of the world, we have to be very careful. And so we have, what kind of agreement is there? I am not saying that we cannot open our doors to people in need, people in want, people who have been rejected, people who in their homelands, but we have never done it before. If anything, we have been very much averse to foreigners coming in Dominica. We chant them down, we say the worst things about them. Look at all the things we say about the Haitians, our own black brothers and sisters from the very neighboring country who are desperately in need. For you to tell me we possibly going to have people from the Middle East and people from Latin America and people just coming to Dominica and being deported to because the United States says they don't want them. And we say that is the best kind of collaboration we could enter in the United States, the richest country in the world. Where is the hotel that the Mr. Henderson and Mr. Skerry promised us in 2009 that Donald Trump was going to build in Portsmouth? Remember that statement? Where is it? So if you have that connection with the man, make sure if all the money he has got, his wealth has increased from 2 billion to 6 billion since he became president of America. The bilateral relationship we should have is we should have them building our roads and our bridges and our schools and our clinic and fixing our colleges. And not only that, we should enter an agreement to make sure that 200 Dominicans receive scholarships every year to go to the United States. That our musicians and our artists and all our entrepreneurs would receive markets and the opportunity for them to perform in the United States and for them to sell their produce. And that we'd enter into an agreement with Walmart and Publix and all those big countries there so that the small entrepreneurs in Dominica could have a market whereby they can manufacture expansion of their products and sell it to the United States on the shelves. That's the kind of collaboration we need with the United States of America. Okay? And you could enter into a facilitation whereby maybe you could even have an embassy in Dominica. Let me see them do that. So Dominicans have to pay $1,000, $2,000 to go and get a stamp on a visa in Barbados. That's the kind of collaboration we need to have. And so we cannot have a government that is not acting on behalf of the people who are in its own interests at the whims and fancies of the head of government, while the people of Dominica are made to bear the brunt of the mistakes of the government.
Now, I'm just going to play you a statement. Interesting, huh? From Sir Ronald Sanders, Ambassador of Antigua and Barbuda to the USA, trying to clarify this whole issue with the visa bond. In the same vein, I'm asking, who's our representative to the US or the UN? I know Mr. Aaron was the last I heard, but let me share with you, and I'm hoping that our own ambassadors there can try to clarify some of the issues that are currently surfacing. Now, let's listen to Sir Ronald Sanders. Are you there?
Understandably contributed to uncertainty and concern.
Let me see if I can get to
the government of Antigua and Barbuda is aware of public concern following reports that Antigua and Barbuda nationals may, in limited circumstances, be required to post a visa bond when applying for a visitor visa to the United States. It is important to clarify several points. First, no bond applies to holders of existing U.S. visas. Those visas remain valid on their current terms and will not attract any bond payments. Second, while Antigua and Barbuda has been included in a U.S. visa bond pilot program, this measure applies only to a very narrow category of new visa applicants who qualify under limited exceptions, while the existing U.S. visa restrictions remain in place. The bond does not apply to all travelers, and it does not guarantee or deny the issuance of a visa. Third, it is important for the public to understand the context in which this information emerged. No government on the list, including Antigua and Barbuda, was advised in advance of the U.S. public announcement. Indeed, the announcement was made without prior notice, even to the U.S. embassies accredited to the affected countries. This understandably contributed to uncertainty and concern, which the government is actively addressing through direct engagement. United States authorities have indicated to us that the purpose of the bond is to encourage compliance with U.S. immigration laws, particularly timely departure. In that context, we must be candid. There have been instances of Antiguans and Barbudans over and not paying hospital bills This is done by a small number of our nationals in the United States. But these actions create difficulties not only for the individuals concerned, but for all Antiguans and Barbudans who travel legitimately. Now, on the instructions of the Prime Minister, I have re-engaged directly with the US State Department at the highest levels. A formal diplomatic note was submitted this morning, setting out Antigua and Barbuda's record clearly and firmly. That record shows that our country's visitor overstay rate is consistently low and significantly below that of many countries that are not subject to bond requirements. We have also emphasized Antigua and Barbuda's long-standing cooperation with the United States on immigration compliance and on security matters. Our objective is straightforward: to ensure that Antigua and Barbuda passport holders are treated no less favorably than nationals of other CARICOM countries, and that visa processing to our citizens continues on fair and reasonable terms. Discussions on new visas are continuing. They are serious, they are measured, and they are persistent. While outcomes in international affairs are never guaranteed, there is room for us to assume that reason will prevail, and the government is working strenuously to achieve a correction of this measure. In the meantime, we urge all citizens traveling abroad to respect immigration laws fully and to meet all personal obligations, as the conduct of a few can affect the many. The government is continuing to pursue this matter of new visas. It remains our hope to have it resolved within the 180-day review period that President Trump had set, and certainly to have that period if we can. The work, I want to assure everyone, is continuing, it is serious, and it is receiving full attention. The Embassy of Antigua and Barbuda and the government will continue to keep the public informed, and we remain fully engaged in defending the interests of Antigua and Barbuda and its people. Thank you very much.
The question is, where are our ambassadors? Who's representing us in the USA? See how clear this guy was? Speaking to Antiguan interests? Even at this stage, somebody's asking, do we have an ambassador to the US? Or is Mr. Scary the ambassador too? Just like he's the minister of everything. You see, Antigua's representative is speaking to the issue, and it's been giving clarification to its citizens on all the issues related to the U.S. bonds, visas. Now, who are our representatives speaking to these issues? 10:42 is the morning time. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Good morning to you and your listeners at home and abroad.
Morning to you, sir.
Yes, I was listening to this guy from Antigua. Very clear. He articulated the issues quite well. And the question you asked, where is our ambassadors and where is our Minister of Foreign Affairs? This is the same question I have, because when things are going to happen to your country, it's not a one-man matter. It's not a one-man show. It is a country working together to resolve the issue. We have, first of all, to ask ourselves, well, we know we don't have to ask, but to tell ourselves that we got there because of bad governance. And in that case, we cannot stay there. We have to decide how we get out of that. And to get out of that cannot be a one-man talking as if he's the Lord Almighty of all. Where is his Minister of Foreign Affairs? There is the many persons who are able to assist. In fact, I made a recommendation that the Prime Minister should then put together a committee of persons. We have people like Mr. Hubert Charles, who was an ambassador. I mean, he has the style, he has the talk, he has the movement, and he could assist. You have persons like Crispin Gregoire, who was an ambassador for Dominica at the UN, and is well known, well respected, well versed with U.S. matters and U.S. personnel. That group of persons, another time for us to be playing labor, freedom, UWP, UPP politics, a time for us to play in Dominican interests and see what we could do to resolve this issue. I mean, can you imagine you want to go to the United States to visit, to study, and then you have to apply for a visa and you have a bond of 5, 10, 15,000 US dollars. I mean, who in Dominica, or how many of us in Dominica who can put up that bond to go to the US? I mean, the rest is already tough on you. You have to find money for your passage, money for staying up there, or if you get the visa, and to put that bond. So it's very difficult for Dominicans, and therefore the government of Dominica, which is the one that got us there in the first place, must not play games with this issue. It's a serious Dominican issue. I was told in Neutralities that there was a young lady traveling. She studied in the U.S. and she was stopped at the point of entry and so forth. She was stopped, and I mean that's a difficult thing to hear and to know and to understand, and if it happened, to happen and so on. And therefore, the opposition in Dominica has a role to play as well. And if you look at the United States, when the United States is in trouble, the Democrats and Republicans come together and discuss the interests of the United States. In Dominica, the Prime Minister and his government has divided the country in a way, is they and us, and therefore when things happen, the views and the influence of others are not being, appreciated and looked at to assist and so on. And I think the government must start to govern in 2026 in a different way. Although I think the most important thing for Dominica now to have resolved this issue is for this government to go. I think we can't do anything.
You think that's the answer for him to resign?
That's the answer. I heard Alvin said, and which is true, that if you have a business and you have a CEO and the business has failed, and you get new money into the business, you can't put it in the hands of the failed manager. You have to find new people to run the business. And the way where we are now, Matt, can you imagine Dominica is under struggle? Our economy has fallen because agriculture is under pressure. Tourism is there and over there, off and on. And the CBI thing is almost a low. And you're talking about accepting deportees. And the Prime Minister even lied to us and say in his press conference is, we call them refugees, Matt. And I heard many persons have explained the difference between refugees and deportees. And these people are not refugees. They're deportees that the United States do not want in the country, and they're looking for places to dump them on. And therefore, we reach a point in our history, in our life as a Dominican country, people, to be accepting refugees in our country, or not refugees, I made a mistake there, is deportees in our country to put additional burden on our social services, our security, and our economy. And Matt, I just think the people of Dominica must wake up and understand that too often this government has behaved as if, well, they own the place and we are just subject under them. Can you imagine after 7 years, only at the press conference on Monday gone, I know we are no longer buying gas from Petrocarib? What happened to the deal we had where we pay 60% up front and 40% as a loan? Where that 40% have been? What we have seen in terms of investment of that 40%, it is not in schools, it's not in roads, it's not in investment, it's not nowhere, and so forth. And after 7 years, we heard the Prime Minister said that we are no longer buying gas. So something is not right and have been that way for a long time in Dominica.
No. Again, before you go, let me ask you that question because everybody's been asking the question. What is the do? Because the people are. It appears that they need some leadership there. What's your response to that, Johnson? Please.
Well, Matt, we are organizing, and the thing about it, we are not. I'm going to rush into things because something happens without organization and getting the facts of the matters and ensuring that you have everything covered. Because we want to ourselves send out a communique to the U.S. as our position. So we are about to discuss. We're discussing. We're about to have some meetings coming up very soon. Early next week, we'll have some meetings. Over this weekend, we'll have meetings and so on. And we'll keep the Dominican people informed as to what we're doing, where we're at, and how it's going to play out.
All right, thank you, boss. So 449-3095, 449-3096, and 449-3097, 616-4257. We're going to take a few more calls before we wrap it up here at 11 o'clock. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Tell us what the need to come out. Mad. Good morning to you. Good morning to your listeners. Skerrit and Gaston Brown need to come out straight and tell us what the US are asking them for. There must be something dirty. Skerrit need to come out straight with Dominicans. Gaston Brown need to come out straight with Antiguans. And tell us, not us, tell us what the US is looking for from us. This is serious matters. This is serious matters. I think both Prime Minister Gaston Brown and Skerrit should resign immediately. Skerrit and Gaston Brown. They should resign immediately with the entire cabinet. Matter is a serious matter. There is a matter of madness.
All right.
Good afternoon to you, Matt, and good afternoon to your listeners.
It's morning time.
By the ambassador from Antigua to the United States mentions the fact that this bond issue relates to a very small percentage of persons applying for a visa. And based on the facts that have been stated to date, what I read from that is that since we have a temporary ban on applications for visas or issuance of visas, except in extenuating circumstances, what I read from that is that if you have a situation, for example, where you need to travel urgently to the United States for some urgent reason, whether it be healthcare or otherwise, and you go to apply for that visa under those extreme circumstances, that at that point, when you have your interview, a determination will be made as to whether or not you are required to pay that bond and how much that bond will be. So I say this to say that this indicates that this sort of
information
bond arrangement will actually apply to persons who are already looking for visas in a situation where they probably have many other expenses that they will have to pay upon entry to the United States. And in addition to that, they have to pay this bond. Now, I'll end by saying that as I listen to your program this morning, what comes to mind is Roosevelt Skerrit lamenting the fact that Dominicans just like to, I wish you could get that recording. Dominicans just like to ask questions and they just like to complain and they just like to go on and on. Man, give me a break, man. Give me a break. Free me up, man. Free me up. Tell me, it's time for Dominicans to tell me, Gasa, Skerrit, do your thing, man. Just free up yourself. Do your thing. the arrogance of this man. You know, this is what comes to mind, and I wish you could get that recording and play it for the people to listen
We'll
to.
try.
Yet again.
We'll try.
Blessings.
Another Facebook message reads that Dominica people should be on the streets protesting, demanding what they want, so the world can see them. They are not for what Mr. Skerrit may be doing at this time. Send us a strong message to Trump as well. Like they don't care, they ban SOT. This is what one message is written there. And they talk to me, where are the leaders? Leaders always emerge in times of crisis. Where are all those leaders, so-called potential leaders? Do you want the people, or don't you want to lead the people? Are you there, caller? Are you there?
Hello?
Yes.
Matt,
Uh-huh.
Dominicans head too hard. My slogan way back for Dominica to grow Skerrit Moscow. But they bombed in my vehicle for a banner I had saying that, which was painted. It wasn't a piece of cardboard, you know, on a piece of board. I wrote it. Dominicans head too hard. They were saying, who cannot hear will feel. So we have to feel. There's a PTI involved. But God is serving. Bye-bye, Dominica. Or you finish on the Skerrit. Leave him there, I don't know. Jimbo is saying that. Jimbo, yeah, that man, the wickedness they do me. I'm telling on them. They do me nothing. Sit down in my vehicle and bomb me. Free them, and I said, I have to. When I'm ready, I put them in my neck. And I walk the road like a madman. And them say, man.
All right, Jimbo. All right. Thank you very much, Jimbo. Yes, he was tear gas a couple of years ago because he simply stood up, huh? Some bad memories there for Jimbo. 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097. We're going to take a few more calls.
Got to get it truth right and get to read the truth. The one with the filter inside. No ordinary fruit make it into fruiter. We carefully select the juiciest, fruitiest fruit. Looking for your taste, yeah, you know it. You try it, you know it. Fruiter inside. So you get the real fruit in every sip. Fruiter, only the best get juice. Top juice, right? Yeah.
5 more minutes to go, and we'll be back at the 1 o'clock hour. Talk on the block. Hello, talk to me, yes? Uh-huh.
Yes, good morning again, man.
Yes, sir.
You know there are women that's Christian, men and women that's Christian. They know about God, that Bible every day, and they are against the truth. They call out the strike because they get a few dollars, and they say they got it. They are the devil. Strike must go. We must drag this man out. I'm tired of this back about, you know.
On the telephone, yes. Good morning to you. Are you there? Oh, sorry. Not too much time. Are you there, caller? Yes. Caller.
Yes, good morning, Matt.
Good morning to you, sir.
Matt, I have a concern, a very strong concern.
All right.
And everything points to Reserve Skerrit. Matt, because there was a ban on visas for Dominicans. Now after the ban come a bond. Now we have a ban on visas. We have a bond on for visa applicants from $5,000 to $15,000 US. And now we are asked to receive refugees. Now this is clearly as a Reserve Skerrit policy. It's either because of Maduro support or because of passport sales to criminals. And I think both of those things pointing to Reserve Skerrit. And I think Dominicans must adhere to that and understand that after 25 years, it's time for Skerrit to go.
Okay, thank you very much for 449-3095. Don't forget, in the indictment there, Ray Maduro, you know, it's stating that some Caribbean politicians may be involved in this drug trade, facilitation of drugs going through the Caribbean. We have to pay attention very, very close to this, of course, indictment there taking place there in the court documents in the United States. Pay close attention. Somebody says, Matt, the Prime Minister is not disclosing what Trump actually wants. First, it was a visa temporary ban. He came, he watered it down, and following week, A $15,000 bond next week. Next week will be what? Call, are you there?
Yes, Matt. Good morning.
Morning to you, sir.
Matt, our judicial system is overwhelmed. The courts have backlogs and backlogs of cases. Now we are talking about bringing in people from countries where English may not be their first language.
True.
If and when those people commit crimes and they have to go to court, the mere fact that English is not their first language, even if they speak English, the court have to get translators or interpreters in order for them to proceed with the case. And I'm saying that because I translated both in the High Court and in the Magistrates Court when I was in Dominica. I did the same thing in Anguilla. And the reason for that is because the justice system doesn't want, if the person is found guilty, for them to say, well, I didn't understand. So they have to get interpreters in order to proceed with the case. Where are we going to get interpreters from if you have people from Tajikistan and all of those Asian countries? If we do not get translators, are we going to have those people languishing in the cells because we cannot proceed with their matters? Those are some, and when we get those translators, who is going to pay for? Even if you might say you have Zoom, but everything cannot be done via Zoom, especially in some of those remote countries. Who is going to pay for the transportation and housing, etc., for those interpreters? I don't think we are thinking forward when it comes to certain decision that is being made by this one man in this one man wealth. Have a nice day, Matt. That's something for us to think about.
All right, thank you. Somebody suggesting to me, it's unconfirmed, that maybe the two accused at the state prison, remember that famous murder we had in the Sufre area? Is it part of the deal to negotiate for their freedom? I'm just putting that on the table too. Maybe that will be the next subject at hand. Is that part of a negotiation going on? Time will tell. Dominica, this is it for us. I've got to go. I've got to go. I'll leave you this one from Gypsy as requested. I've got to go.
The Trinidad, I love Sabrina, sailing the Caribbean Sea. With Williams, yes, good and free. But sadly, Eric Williams passed away. The ship hit rough water and then someone turned the bridge over to a captain named Chambers. My blood crawl, things start to fall. Hold me head when I say, Captain, ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes, we got some all the same thing going electricity. We all pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know. Even now, Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa.